Hi guys, today we're going to be chatting all about my current favorite SPFs. These are all options that I can wear daily. They look good under makeup. I will also point out along the way the texture, so if it's going to be good for oily skin, the color, if it's going to be good for deeper skin. Lots of options in here, both drugstore and high-end. If you don't hear me mention one that you know I love or think I might love, I've actually done this video 2 or 3 times now, so they will be linked down below if you're looking for even more options. And if you do like this style of video, be sure to subscribe. But let's go ahead and get started. So the first one that I want to mention is an SPF 50, which is awesome because sometimes the higher the SPF, the more sunscreeny it can get, which makes sense, but that's not always great for day-to-day use. So I really love this one for the everyday, and it is the Paula's Choice Youth Extending Daily Hydrating Fluid. Like I said, this is SPF 50. This one is recommended for normal to oily skin. I believe they do have one that's more suitable for a drier skin type, but the reason that I like this, and I kind of like all of them that I'm going to mention, is that it does have this watery fluid that they're saying. So water-light fluid that minimizes the appearance of pores, along with helps prevent UV damage and signs of aging. It also contains antioxidants, so I kind of use this like a moisturizer. It goes on with a really nice light texture for Paula's Choice. If you live in Canada, I've always ordered from their website and I've had no problem. If you really like the product, they've got like a subscription, so they'll send it to you like every couple of months, but this is definitely a great option if you're looking for something with a bit of a higher SPF. And although this isn't drugstore, Paula's Choice is always I would say kind of somewhere in between drugstore pricing and high-end, so it makes it a little bit easier on the wallet. Speaking of drugstore options, the next one that I have is from CeraVe. This is their Ultra Light Moisturizing Lotion, again for normal to oily skin. This one has an SPF of 30. I really love CeraVe. If you tend to have a more sensitive skin type, they're a great drugstore option. I'm a huge fan of their cleansers, their moisturizers. This one contains ceramides, which is in all of CeraVe's products, which are an incredible hydrator. This also has hyaluronic acid in here, and it helps to not only protect but restore the moisture barrier. So this is something that you can absolutely use as a moisturizer. It has a more matte finish. I won't say it's like completely matte, but definitely still suitable for oily skin. And if you have a deeper skin tone, I think that this one could still work. If you're very, very deep, you may get a little bit of a cast, and I haven't tested any of these for flashback because I'm wearing these during the day. I'm not like doing a flash photo test during the day. Generally, I'm not like taking flash photos, but I definitely do recommend wearing SPF every day and as the last step of your skincare routine just before you put on your makeup. Up next, I went to Buffalo a few months back, and every time I do, I always do my Trader Joe's, Target, Sephora, Ulta, see what I can pick up that I can't get here in Canada, and one of those brands is Supergoop, and I've heard amazing things about them, so I picked up a few items. These are the 2 that I've tried the most, but I've also picked up their powder SPF along with the spray SPF, but I don't have as much experience with those. So the first is the Super Screen. This is their daily moisturizer with SPF 40 in there, which is awesome. This is recommended for normal, combo, and dry, I believe. Yeah, normal, dry combination, and it's supposed to be good for dryness, fine lines, and be very, very hydrating. So if you have a super oily skin type, I don't think that this is going to be like the most matte SPF out there. It's kind of because it's kind of for a drier skin type, but if you have combo skin, I think it still has a really nice kind of dewiness. It doesn't make me look oily or greasy, and it is definitely suitable for deeper skin, but it does have a sheen on the skin. So it kind of depends on your preference, or maybe on if you're wearing makeup that day. If you're wearing a super matte foundation, maybe it'll kind of balance it out. And then another option that this probably wouldn't be also for those of you with an oilier skin type, they do call this an oil formulation, although it is solid, but this may be the kind of thing that you want to bring on vacation if you don't mind having a little extra glow. And the super handy thing about this is it is in a solid format, which is going to make it easier for travel. So this is the Supergoop Glow Stick Sunscreen SPF 50. This is completely, you can see it, I just put it on the back of my hand. This is completely clear, and what kind of ticked in my mind to do an updated version of this is I saw that Kylie Cosmetics is launching a clear sunscreen, and there's tons of great options out there. Like, this is my 3rd video on SPFs. I have no shortage of it, but I was tempted to purchase that, and I was like, no, 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 no. There's other great options out there, other brands I would personally rather support. If you want to buy it, by all means, but I figured I would do an updated version. So this is a clear version. It is listed as an oil, so there is quite a bit of a sheen. I don't know that you may necessarily want to wear this under makeup. It's going to be a personal preference, but it is super handy. I used this on vacation and I really, really loved it. And on a no makeup day, I might wear this as well. But if you have a drier skin type, you may really enjoy this. I know my friend Aisha, she has a more, I believe her skin is more normal, and I can't remember if she wears this under makeup, but she has quite deep skin and really loves this, and I believe was using it more or less every day. And they did just come out with a glow version in a liquid, but I have not tried that yet. I'm a huge fan of Neutrogena sunscreens. Their body spray sunscreen is one of my favorites. I just went to Mexico and used it the entire time. I also love their Hydro Boost, which is essentially clear. They've got a couple different versions, but they have launched a new one, which I was so excited to try. And this is the Neutrogena Bright Boost Moisturizer with SPF 30. This also contains vitamin C, vitamin E, neoglucosamine, which is this Bright Boost line. If you're kind of curious, like, do I do Hydro Boost? Do I do Bright Boost? Bright Boost is meant for kind of a more millennial audience. So you're somewhere in between, like wanting to hydrate your skin, but sort of do some preventative work for fine lines, wrinkles, brightening up the skin. All of the products make your skin look really good as well. So if you're super, super oily and want a Neutrogena sunscreen, you may want to go for the Hydro Boost. If you're more just like sort of oily or combo, normal, dry, this is such a beautiful option. And in Canada, I believe they just launched the 25 SPF in Hydro Boost, but the other Hydro Boost that was available to us here for the actual face was in a 15. I know I'm like going off on a lot of tangents here, but they do have the Hydro Boost that I've used on both my face and body in SPF 30 and 50. But anyways, this one comes in a 30, which I really like. I love the look that it gives on the skin. I like that it's small packaging. You're getting the full 30 milliliters or full fluid ounce in here, which is, you know, safe for travel, easy for purse touch up, because technically we should be reapplying our sunscreen every couple of hours, which isn't always possible, because if you've got a full face of makeup on, you're not going to slather this on. But if you are doing a no makeup day, it's a good option. But I will continue to test out the Supergoop powder and spray that I have. I've used the Tarte powder and liked that, along with the Color Science SPF powder too, if you're looking for another option. Wow, so many tangents. Let's move on to the next one. Up next is an SPF or moisturizer that I feel like I haven't heard many people talk about, if anybody. But this is the Physicians Formula Rose All Day Moisturizer. This has an SPF of 30 in here. This one is kind of similar to the Neutrogena one. It has that kind of pearlescence to it that makes your skin look really good without it being like a greasy glow. Because of the pearlescence, you get a little bit of a sheen on the skin. Both of the Neutrogena and the Physicians Formula I think would be good for deeper skin. Maybe the Neutrogena one a little bit more, but this also has vitamin C in there. It's supposed to help brighten and tighten the skin. It does have a pretty heavy rose scent, which I don't mind, but I know a lot of people either have sensitivities to scent or they just don't like the scent. I've tried a few items from this line. I did not like the cleanser. I did not like the eye cream that burned, and the cleanser I felt like did nothing, but this is definitely really, really nice from them and a great cruelty-free option too. Lastly, I have an SPF from Estee Lauder. They've got a couple moisturizers with SPF in there too that are like gels that I have not tried, but this is the Estee Lauder Perfectionist Pro Multi-Defense UV Fluid with an SPF of 45, which I think is awesome. This is probably the option that is the least friendly to a deeper skin tone. I can still wear it. When you put it on, it's a little bit jarring. It goes on with quite a strong white tint, but I have worn it with and without makeup, and I do think it looks good. But just something to keep in mind if you are deeper than me, this is not going to be the best option, but this is oil-free. It's meant to be super hydrating on the skin. Again, it comes in like a nice small package if you're using it to travel. I also brought this with me. I brought a lot of SPFs to Mexico with me recently, but they say that this is good for all skin types. It is oil-free. It is supposed to not only protect your skin from the UVA, UVB, but also dehydration, environmental aggressors, and I would kind of consider this more like an SPF than an SPF moisturizer, but it does add that nice bonus of hydration in there. So those are all of my current favorite SPFs. Be sure to let me know down below which ones you like, and if you'd like to see more options, I will have that playlist listed down below along with my other skincare content. But if you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!